Welcome to Validating Accounts. My name is Chris Lee and my student number is S224817878. For the walkthrough of this program, we're going to launch the debugger with function F11. We'll begin at the main entry point, and the very first thing we do is create an instance object of the account class, and we pass it two values. One is a string and one is a decimal. We'll move over to our constructor so that we can initialize that, and we will associate the values that we've passed with the fields. Next, we declare a Boolean value called open menu, and we set that to true. We're going to use this as the condition for our while loop, with the premise being that we want the menu options to remain available to the user until they sort of decide to quit themselves. The next thing that we do here is declare another variable called option of the menu options enumeration type. Now our enumeration is declared up here, and this is a sort of data type that you would choose when you have a numbered set of sort of values that you want to work with. So in our case, we have options for a menu. We're not going to edit them or change them or play with them or anything like that. So we have a set of constants. They're known to us. It's only a short sort of list, so we'll go with an enumeration. And wherever that line was before I clicked off of it, yeah, so that option variable here is going to call the read user option method, which jumped us up to here. And this read user option method is going to return a value of the menu options enumeration. To do so, the first thing we'll have to do is declare an integer variable, and we're going to set that to -1. We have another Boolean there as well. The reason we set that integer variable to -1 is because I've printed the menu options to the console using a convention of 1 through 4, which is probably what a user will be most familiar with, but my enumeration values are actually 0 through 3. So I need to make sure that that syncs up so that they get the correct option that they've chosen. We move into a try block, and the choice variable is going to read input from the user and try to convert that into an integer. Now for us, the option that we're going to choose is deposit. So we're going to enter 2. 2 is within the range that we're checking for here. So it needs to be greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 4, because we only have 4 enumeration values. Next, we're going to sort of print the input that the user's chosen. Now choice -1 is the integer value that they gave us that we read, and menu options, so we're casting this to a menu options value, and that's just going to look a bit nicer in the terminal, and you can see you've selected deposit. That means the value 2 that we gave it corresponded to the enumeration value deposit. We're also going to return the casted value as well, and we are going to use that in a switch statement. So down here we have option, which was what we just gave it, and the option is deposit. So the switch is going to look through all of these different selection options, and it's going to choose the appropriate one. For us, it'll be the second one. The second selection option is do deposit. That's what it does. It returns, it is a method, sorry. The method is do deposit. That will print to the terminal again, enter the amount that we want to deposit. For us, we'll do say 25. I'm going to convert that. And now we have a Boolean down here called deposit result. Now the idea here is that we want to know if the deposit was successful or not, and that's going to depend on what the user input. So this will call another method called deposit, which was defined in the account class. And the first thing that does is return the value of the instance variable balance and the amount that we're going to be depositing. In the event that the user was to give us a negative amount, it would return false. We wouldn't let that go through because they have to deposit a positive amount. We did deposit a positive amount, so we're going to execute the else body. We're going to sum the amount that we've submitted, and we're going to return an updated balance. So we can see down here that that has summed there correctly, and a little early, but that will print to the terminal as well. So this method will now return true, and we'll go back over to our bank system file, and the result of this, it will be true once I move on. There we go. So here we're saying if the deposit result was true, which it was, we're just going to print a little message and let the user know that their deposit was successful. Then we break, and we come back and we reevaluate this loop. Now this was set to true, so it's still true at the moment. So we're going to prompt the user for another option, or another choice, I should say rather. In this instance, we will choose quit, which will be 4. That is a valid choice, so we pass those. Again, we take that integer input, we cast it to an enumeration value. It says that we chose quit. We come down here. Now we're going to evaluate which sort of option we should take for our selection statement. It will be the final one. We are now setting the Boolean to false. We're going to print a goodbye message. We're going to break, and the next time that we evaluate our condition for the while loop, it will be false and the program will stop. Thank you.